As the world mourns Pope Francis, history's most secretive transfer of power begins. White smoke, the path to a new pope, guides you through this momentous transition. We explain exactly what happens next, leading to the dramatic conclave vote. Learn how each ritual unfolds, what each tradition means, and why these ancient ceremonies still matter today. Follow along as the throne of St. Peter stands empty and a new chapter in church history begins. White Smoke, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you know what a group of flamingos is called? That's just one of thousands of facts you'll discover on 5 daily trivia questions. Hi, I'm Mark Ellison. Join me every weekday for 5 mind-expanding questions about everything from ancient history to modern technology. Perfect for impressing friends or dominating your next pub quiz. 5 daily trivia questions. And the answer, a group of flamingos, is called a flamboyance. 5 daily trivia questions.
Caloroga Shark Media.
All right, this first one's ridiculous. Hi, I'm Johnny back with 5 good news stories. With February 2nd approaching, let's keep an eye on Beeston, England. You see, over there, someone's been leaving a plate of peeled bananas on a street corner on the 2nd day of each month for over a year. Residents are trying to solve the mystery. Who's been doing this? Claire figured this out, that the banana plates were being left on the 2nd day of each month and put up a sign reading, "Please, respectfully, no more bananas." The uncollected plates and rotting bananas leave such a mess. Happy New Year. Despite the sign, someone still left a plate of bananas on January 2nd. Claire said, "I've asked all around the local community, but no one really knows and no one can tell me anything. I think it's a special thing for someone. I wish them well, but if they could come back and clean up the mess a few days later, that'd be lovely." Hey, good news, if you don't like to get sick, you gotta move to Italy. You see, the mayor of Belcastro has issued a proclamation banning local residents from getting sick. You're not allowed to get sick. The mayor issued a proclamation ordering residents not to contract any serious illnesses that could lead to the need for emergency medical attention. Residents were also ordered not to engage in activities that could lead to serious injuries and were advised to instead spend the majority of their time resting. Why? It was meant to be a tongue-in-cheek way to draw attention to the shortcomings of the local healthcare infrastructure. The mayor said about half the village's 1,200 residents are over the age of 65. The nearest ER is 30 miles away and is only accessible via a road with an 18-mile-an-hour speed limit. The village has an on-call doctor, but the service is not available during nights, weekends, or holidays. Nice job by Bear, the retired police dog. Bear is a 12-year-old German Shepherd and received the Lifesaver Award from the Thin Blue Paw Foundation, a charity that helps police dogs. And that same charity had previously partially paid for one of Bear's surgeries. You see, Bear was out for a walk. The walk was aimed at rehabilitating Bear's stamina following surgery to remove some tumors. During the walk, Bear led Julia and husband Ian into the deep brush where a man had fallen down. The guy was immobile and confused, and the authorities were already out looking for the guy. Julia says for Bear to get this award now in his retirement is very special. We're all super proud of him. A camp for kids with HIV is closing after 30 years. Well, why is that good news, John? Well, because HIV treatment has improved so significantly, the number of babies contracting the virus through their mothers through pregnancy, birth, or breastfeeding has declined so much that the camp no longer needs to exist. There aren't enough kids in need. That's great. In the U.S., the perinatal HIV transmission rate is now less than 1%, thanks to antiretroviral medications. One Heartland in northern Minnesota had welcomed young campers living with or affected by HIV/AIDS for 30 years. The 80-acre site is going up for sale. White Smoke. The path to a new pope explores humanity's most elaborate and secretive transfer of power, a process now unfolding following the death of Pope Francis. This series reveals the hidden rituals, ancient traditions, and behind-the-scenes drama of papal transition. As the Catholic world enters this solemn period of mourning and anticipation, join us in witnessing how the Church has perfected this sacred process over 2,000 years, and what happens in these crucial days when the throne of St. Peter stands empty. White Smoke brings listeners inside the conclave that will determine who will succeed Pope Francis and lead the Church into its next chapter. White Smoke, wherever you get your podcasts.
You can get this podcast completely ad-free right now. If you're on Apple, just click the banner that says Uninterrupted Listening, and you'll get your first month free. If you use Spotify or other podcast players, go to caloroga.com/plus. It's just $5 a month, and you'll get access to over 20 premium shows with no interruptions. Binge listen to new series like the political thriller Acting President, Signal Lost, where military secrets land on the wrong phone, and Pager Protocol, the thriller about exploding pagers in the wrong hands. Plus, enjoy daily shows like Palace Intrigue about the royal family, daily comedy news, and 5 daily trivia questions to test your knowledge, and White Smoke, taking you behind the scenes at what's happening right now at the Vatican. You also get all our hot shows like 5 good news stories. Enjoy your favorite content without any ad breaks. Remember, Apple users click the Uninterrupted Listening banner for your free first month, and everyone else head to caloroga.com/plus. Get ad-free listening today.
Good news for Charlotte, the green sea turtle. Charlotte can now swim again thanks to an innovative 3D printed harness. Poor Charlotte was struck by a boat back in 2008. The incident caused Charlotte to have what biologists call positive buoyancy syndrome, or bubble butt syndrome, a condition that traps air in the back of the turtle's shell and tilts its rear end up at a 45-degree angle, so you can't really swim. Claire is an aquarist at Mystic Aquarium and said when turtles get hit by boats, their shells can deform slightly, and that deformity causes air to get trapped in the back of their shells. Instead of sitting naturally buoyant like turtles do, they sit with their butts up in the air. Mystic reached out to a 3D printing company to create a weighted harness that would allow Charlotte to swim more easily. Nick works for the 3D printing company and said the problem we've been trying to solve is essentially putting weights on the back of Charlotte, which sounds very simple, but ended up being a very challenging process. The only way to really get something to stick to Charlotte was to build a custom device to help create a customized harness that would fit comfortably and snugly to Charlotte's unique geometry. So far, so good. Congratulations, Charlotte. Nice job, scientists and everybody involved there. And those are your 5 good news stories for today. If you like the program, tell a friend about it. They might like it too. Might make their day a little bit brighter. And if you'd like the program without commercial interruption, there's a link in the show notes to tell you how that works. Or if you're on Apple Podcasts, click that banner there to find out more. You have an awesome day.